speaking of first impressions, at this point you've probably made one of me. And you're probably thinking to yourself, you know, she looks real fast. I'm not sure if she reminds me more of a gazelle or a cheetah. Definitely one of your faster animals, you know, like, and I think I know why I give that impression, you guys. I think it's because of my long legs. I mean, I don't want to brag, and like, maybe it's hard for you to see over there, but I am working with a 24-inch inseam. This is, yeah, that is what I have going on. 24 inches, ladies and gentlemen. And despite, you know, my obvious athletic prowess, I didn't start running until just recently. I live in Pendleton, South Carolina, which is flat as a pancake, and I've worked up to running 20 minutes, like, around my house. So I was like, all right. I'm like, I'm an athlete now. I'm an athlete. It's time to sign up for my first 5K. And I wanted something really, you know, I wanted it to be like moms with strollers. Like, that's the kind of 5K I was looking for. And I find this one, it was called Take Back the Night, and it was at 8 a.m. And I'm like, yeah, if we're taking back the night at 8 in the morning, this is going to be perfect, all right? It was at Clemson University campus, and I go out there, and y'all, I have to tell you, there weren't any moms with strollers, all right? You know, what I found instead, exclusively people from the future, all right? They're like 6'8", 0% body fat, shaved head, sleek eyewear, spandex, like that's the cast, like that's who's there. It's extraordinarily intimidating. I like go to the registration table, I feel like I get in line properly, and then I hear one of the women from the future go, "The line's behind me!" And then her boyfriend says, "Get her, Trish." And I'm like, I don't think I have enough energy to get into a fist fight and then run a 5K. I mean, I just have worked up to the 20 minutes on the flat, you know. Woman gets on the megaphone, and she's, you know, rules the race, blah, 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 and there's going to be an ambulance following the slowest runners. And the people from the future laugh. And I'm like, I can hear y'all. I'm right here. Like, I can hear you. You're being rude. So the race starts. I find I pick my pace, and the ambulance is kind of going forward and back, trying to get a bead on the slowest runners. And then they realize it is slowest runner singular, right? And that's me, right? They realize it's me, and they like hunker right up here, like right here, yes, right up onto the Sam Hawk. And it's like if I had tripped and they would have rolled right over me, but it's an ambulance, so it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But like, I mean, they were right there. And there's some sorority girls who obviously had just joined the thing at the last minute, and they're like running past me, and then they walk, and then I pass them, they get filled with shame, they run past me again, and it's this really annoying like seesaw thing. And then we get to our first hill. Now, the geniuses that Take Back the Night at 8 in the morning had made the course flat, then to the Esso Club, then to Death Valley, then to Tillman. And if you don't know Clemson, that is like steeper, suicidally steep. Like nobody should do a 5K course like this. It's madness. And I've never run up a hill in my life. So I start running up this hill. I'm like, well, this isn't happening. So I walk. And that's when I hear, "Keep going." And I'm like, and then, the whine of a PA system coming on. And, "Keep going. We've been rooting for you the entire time." It's the ambulance men. And I know that I would rather have my heart explode than hear that again. So I run all the way to Tillman, and God bless them, they don't get back on the PA, but there's a lot of shouts. You know, they're encouraging me on the whole way. And when they realize I'm gonna make it, they gun the engine, pull up, hop out, so they can give me high fives as like I go. And they're clapping, and they're going, "That is pure heart determination right there. Pure heart and determination." Yeah. Yes, thank you. I will take your applause. I really thought I was going to die after the race again. I really thought I was going to. I look like Nick Nolte's mugshot. That's what I look like. Yeah. So you guys, quick question. You know the only thing that is sexier than a 99 Toyota Camry. 99 Toyota Camry missing its front bumper. That's what I currently have going on right now. I was staying in Charleston for 5 weeks, and a deer committed suicide against my car. Like, I didn't hit the deer, you guys. Like, she went for it. She had nothing left to live for. And I was like, oh. Anyway, so, but I actually am not currently driving the 99 Camry because my dad was like really upset about this. And he's like, Carrie, that's my impression of my dad, Fred, Carrie, listen, I don't want you driving that Camry. I want you to drive my truck instead. I want you to drive my truck, I'll drive your Camry. I'm like, all right, Dad. He's like, I want you to know it's a blessing for me as your father that you drive my truck and I drive your Camry. And I'm expecting him to say, because I want you to be in like a safe, whole, complete vehicle. That is not what my father says. My father says, it's a blessing for me as your dad because it teaches me humility to drive your car. Like, you should try on the other parts of my life besides that. Teach you all kinds of humility. Yeah, my dad is really awesome. You know, when I was a teenager, I was, training. I was in training to become a comedian, and by that I mean I, basically had clinical depression because that's what stand-ups do when they're in their teenage years. And my dad, who really is a great father, by the way, he would go to me, Carrie, are you depressed? Are you depressed, Carrie? Are you depressed? I'm like, this feels like a real safe place, so I'm gonna go ahead and say no. You follow, Carrie, you seem really apathetic. No, I'm not, Dad. You seem really apathetic. Are you depressed? And I'm like, no, still the answer is no. And if God forbid, the worst had ever happened, and I wound up killing myself, my dad would be like, look, we asked her 2 times. We did everything we could. We did our due diligence. Her blood's not on her hands, man. Yeah. No, he really is a great dad. I love both of my parents. Both of them are incredible characters. My mom, who I like to call Queen Irene, which I don't feel like I need to really describe her after that. But yeah, but it's definitely, like the Nordstrom sweater set. But like if you pull up the blouse, there's like the Thug Life tat across the belly. You know what I mean? Like the Tupac Shakur. Like that's who she is on the inside. Like, don't let her fool you. She's tough as nails. And she recently had she had a brand new Acura that got totaled. And she was at a stop, and somebody ran into the back of her going 50 miles an hour. My mom is 73. The person tried to drive away. She busted out of the car and sprinted down the road and was like, get back here! Get back here! Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, she's a thug. My mom's a thug. And the person pulled over, and she was like, don't you dare try to leave, It's not how she actually speaks, but it's how her soul speaks, all right? That's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, so when when the Acura got totaled, instead of replacing it with another Acura, she got a Lexus. And I was like, hey, Mom, what's up with that? I thought you really liked your Acura. Why'd you get a Lexus? She goes, 3 reasons. And that is how she actually speaks. 1, the Lexus was less expensive, which is a perfectly legitimate reason, okay? 2, the Acura had a really complicated technology package, and I find the Lexus easier to use. Also, perfectly legitimate. And 3, the Acura waiting area had hard plastic chairs, it smelled like cigarettes, and it reminded me of Walmart. The Lexus waiting area had a chase lounge, a flat screen TV, and Down syndrome girls at the bistro that refilled a tray of bottomless cookies. Thank you! That was my face, and I did this face, and my mom goes, oh, this is going to end up on stage, isn't it? I'm like, yes it is! Yes it is! My mom saves me so much time. Like, other comedians have to write comedy, and I just repeat what she says verbatim. Saves me a lot of time. So, yeah, so she followed up with me a while back, and she was like, did you ever wind up telling that thing about the Lexus waiting area on stage? I go, yes, I did. And I repeated it back to her exactly as I just told it to you. And she says to me, No, you misheard me. It is not Down syndrome girls that replace the bottomless tray of cookies at the bistro. It's girls with autism. Oh, shit. And she goes, and I want you to tell the people that I think it's great when corporations reach out to the disabled. So, by the way, all right, so don't think ill of Queen Irene. She approves of the program. She approves. It's okay. She approves of it. And then she tells me this. But I think you should continue to tell it with Down syndrome girls, because that's funnier. Comedy notes from Queen Irene, ladies and gentlemen. Comedy notes from Queen Irene. She's a peach. So you guys, I want to tell you a little story about something that happened to me at a. Do you guys know what the Handlebar is in Greenville? Yeah. Okay, so the Handlebar is now defunct. It is gone to earth. It is dead. But in its day, it was this club that was a huge venue, huge music venue. Like, you know, you have a big rock concert, you could fit hundreds of people in there, right? So I go to this party, and it is the most like Hollywood douchey party that ever happened, right? Like, I can't really say the word like douchey. It was terrible. It was a bunch of people. Jody, you'll appreciate this. It was a bunch of people in Greenville, South Carolina, pretending they were in LA. Jody is from California. She feels me on that. So they're trying to pretend like they're in Hollywood, and they're having this big douchey party. And I go, and I run into a friend who's normally like the sober gal who takes care of everybody, but on this occasion, she was hammered. Hammered. You know when you see your friend from across the room and she's walking your way, you're like, oh, girl. Girl, you are hammered. So she walks up to me. I'm like, hey, Sarah, what's up? And she goes, saw this girl from college that I hate. I'm like, really? What happened? She goes, she made fun of me for being a server. Right? And I was like, it sounds like we need to fight her. What does she look like? And my friend Sarah goes, skinny, looks like a bitch. And I was like, that's an amazing description. So I leave Sarah behind. I'm wandering around this giant 500-person party, and it's like, you know, 250 dudes and like 250 skinny bitches. Like, that's what this is the demographic of this party. And I'm wandering around, and then like I see her, like from across the way, like the apex predator of skinny bitches. And I think to myself, could it be? So I grab Sarah, I pull her back over there, I point her out, and Sarah's like, that's her. I successfully ID'd a human being based exclusively off the description, skinny looks like a bitch. Yeah, we can applaud that. Skills. So I was like, so Sarah, are we gonna fight her? Because she was real skinny, you guys. Like I could have broken her, remind me. So I was like, are we gonna fight her? And Sarah goes, no, it's been taken care of. Like, really? How so? When I was in college, I sent her a box of human poop. Right? And that's when I was like, note to self, don't mess with Sarah. She will throw down. So you guys,